Welcome to The Explainer. We're going to cut right through the noise today and talk about one of the most important partnerships in all of tech, Microsoft and OpenAI.
You've probably seen the headlines about all these new partnerships, and naturally, that puts the Microsoft and OpenAI relationship right under the microscope. So we're here to give you the essential facts straight from the companies themselves so you can really understand what's actually going on.
So yeah, OpenAI has been announcing new collaborations with some huge players. We're talking about companies like Amazon, and that's got everyone asking the same big question. What does this mean for that foundational, multi-billion-dollar partnership with Microsoft? Is the whole alliance starting to get a little shaky?
All right, let's just cut right to the chase here. The short answer, a big, fat no. And that's coming straight from both companies. They've been really clear that no matter what new announcements you hear, the core terms of their original deal, they're not changing one bit. That alliance is rock solid. Okay, so what exactly are those pillars of the partnership that are so locked in? Let's break it down and look at the core of this agreement, the parts that aren't going anywhere. Well, for starters, both companies have come out and publicly said, hey, our partnership is still strong and central. Their deep collaboration across research, engineering, and product development, it's all continuing. You gotta understand, this isn't just about money changing hands. It's a super deep technical integration that they've spent years building. And here are the specifics. We're talking about 4 key areas that are basically the bedrock of this whole thing. First, Microsoft keeps its exclusive license to OpenAI's IP. Second, the whole financial and revenue sharing deal, unchanged. Third, and this is a big one, Microsoft Azure stays the exclusive cloud for key services. And fourth, even the process for how they'll identify a future artificial general intelligence, AGI, is exactly the same. Nothing there has been touched. Now, out of all those points, that integration with Microsoft Azure, that's the real linchpin. It's the critical piece of the puzzle that explains why this partnership is so stable, even when new players are jumping into the game. And to really get this, we've got to quickly talk about a techie term, stateless APIs. Don't worry, it's pretty simple. Just think of them as the individual commands you send to an AI model. Each command is a totally fresh request. It doesn't remember anything that came before it. Okay, and here's the kicker. The deal says that any company using OpenAI's models through these specific APIs, and yes, that includes new partners like Amazon, has to run those requests through Microsoft's Azure cloud. So think about what that means. A huge part of the entire AI ecosystem, no matter who the partner is still running on Microsoft's hardware. It's brilliant, really. So that begs the question, right? If the deal is so locked in and exclusive, why are we even seeing these new partnerships pop up? Why on earth would the agreement allow for that in the first place?
Well, it turns out this was actually part of the plan all along. This flexibility was literally designed into the agreement from day one. See, the partnership was built to be a super strong core, but not a cage. It's meant to let both companies grow and chase new opportunities, all while keeping that central collaboration completely protected.
And you can really see that two-track approach in action here. On the one hand, you've got Microsoft with its exclusive IP license and Azure right at the center of everything. But on the other hand, the deal gives OpenAI the freedom to go out, find new partners, and even take on massive independent projects, like that Stargate supercomputer everyone's been talking about. All right, so after all that, what's the big takeaway here? What should you remember?
The main thing to remember is this. All these recent headlines are not a sign that the alliance is weakening. Not at all. In fact, they're a sign that the partnership is working exactly the way it was designed to from the very beginning, allowing for that deep integration and independent growth at the same time. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. This industry is getting more and more defined by these really complex relationships. This idea of coopetition, where companies are partners one day and rivals the next. So in a world like that, who really stands to benefit the most? Maybe it's not any single company. Maybe the ultimate winner is just innovation itself, getting pushed forward by this wild mix of competition and collaboration.